Meow. Hello. 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 Oh my gosh. He's not dead. He's doing a live stream. Tell everyone. Everyone, he's doing something. It's not a devlog, but it's close enough, right? It's close enough. Boom. And look at that. He even posted the stream announcement before. That's crazy. Wait, hold on. Stream elements overlay. Turn that on. Twitch alerts. I don't have Twitch, but we'll just keep it on anyway. Hello. How are you? Void King Die. You were the first chatter. Good job. Hello, Shiv. You made it before you had to go to sleep. Yay. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hello, Roro. Welcome in. I'm just a wee bit tired, but that's okay because this isn't gonna finish itself. That's for sure. Guys, tell all your friends to join in. Oh, Lolbit was here. That's crazy. Look at this. Also, by the way, we have Shiv taking the lead for the top chatter here. Guys, you better start chatting more if you want to get above him. So, just saying. We'll see how high up you last. Did you change the XP limit for the stream? No. I totally forgot to do that. Also, yeah, I don't know how to do that actually. Settings? Yeah, I have no idea. My bad, my bad. That's okay though. No one gets above me unless I leave or someone does pay to win. Yes, pay to win is the way to go. All right, so what am I doing today? As you may or may not know, if you're cryptic, you don't know. I haven't posted a dev stream or a dev vlog in about, let's see, how long has it been? It has been, when was this released? This one was released July 3rd, and it's July 17th. That's 2 weeks. So you may be asking, what happened? I thought this was supposed to be a weekly devlog. Well, here's the deal with that. The way that I was doing the previous, and hold on, let me get you something to keep your eyes distracted while I do some yapping. Hold on, we're gonna bring him out. You know who it is. Oh wait, that's not it. You know who's gonna show up. You know who's gonna show up. Oh, no, look at him. He's dancing around. He's just gonna dance here for a second while I do some explaining. You pause watching InsaneCraft for that. Well, there you go. You got the dancing toothless here to keep your mind satiated. So yeah, what happened? Well, I realized the way that I was building the add-on was not exactly the best or most efficient or most it just wasn't the greatest because it was really reliant on the on scoreboards, and it was really reliant on a lot of command calling. The problem with that is scoreboards take a lot, okay? They take a lot to just process all the time, and commands to use them also bog down the add-on. So it's fine when you have a few powers, but when you have a planned like 25 powers or whatever, it is going to slow it down a lot. So I came up with the idea or the solution of making, instead of just a plain Java add-on, I turned it into a hybrid add-on. So basically half of it is inside of an actual Java mod. So a .jar that you would download, from CurseForge. although add-ons are jar files anyway, but just a real Java library. And inside of this library has all of the things for, or handles all of the things that otherwise would lag out, a regular add-on. So for example, the stamina system I just finished, it now has everything is done without a single scoreboard. It's all done completely in the back end of Java, so it doesn't do anything. If you don't want to use scoreboards, I believe there are ways to just use Palladium properties. Even that, though, too, it doesn't give me the control that I want. So this way, it's using the forge method, I guess, or the forge capability system. So it's pretty much as fast as it can be, and it still gives you a whole bunch of control over it. What it also allows me to do is, because I'm doing this Java, or because I'm using Java, I can actually extend some of the stuff that I'm making into Cube.js scripts. So this entire class here, this stamina helper class that I made, it has a whole bunch of stamina methods like use stamina, applying exhaustion damage, enabling, disabling powers, all sorts of getting random stamina, get the current, get the max stamina, all of this stuff. It's extended, so you can now call it inside of your actual add-on. So if I pull up this here, and it is zoomed out because I zoomed it out, so hold on, let me zoom in. I don't remember is it Control Plus? There we go. So inside of the, let's see, what power did I use? What power? I think this effect ray one uses it, maybe. No, it does not. Entity ray? Scroll. Nope. Mob effects? Wait, where is the power ray smash? This one should have it. Why doesn't it have it? Stamina. There it is. Here. So now, instead of using the actual scoreboard method, you use this stamina class, and then you call the function use stamina. So now, for example, if you made a custom ability and you wanted to use the same stamina system, you would just have to put in this one line of code and then give it your stamina cost, and then obviously the player, and it will just integrate perfectly with the stamina system that already exists. It'll give you the correct upgrade points, it will do the exhaustion stuff, all that stuff. So this allows people to do their own custom abilities, conditions, whatever, still using my same systems. I also did, besides the stamina system, I've also added in the upgrade points and track that now without scoreboards. So instead of having a condition that checks scoreboards every server tick or whatever, do you actually define stamina somewhere else or not, since it's within your pack? So are you talking about this stamina here? This stamina class here is defined as a Cube.js plugin. So if I go over to this guy here, this is the library, and then inside of here I have this bindings. And then all you do is you're essentially binding the stamina class, which is the class that's right here. You're binding that to, oops, he's still dancing. You need to shrink a little bit, buddy. Let me move you out of the way. But then it comes up here and it's assigning it to the stamina helper class. So everything that's in this class that's public is getting, is now accessible via Cube.js to any Cube.js class or Cube.js thing that you use. I keep hiding my chat on, actually. So it acts as if it's part of Cube.js. Yes, it does. So just like how it's the same principle as how you can access Minecraft methods. So do I have an example of here for it? I mean, kind of like this nearby entities dot delta movement. This delta movement isn't necessarily defined anywhere up here, and nor is the actual entity for nearby entity. It's all defined inside of Cube.js's definition. So it actually generates the if I go to, I think it's server packages. So it pretty much just goes through and finds all of the functions and defines them. So like net.minecraft, I think this one here, it's pretty much just a decompile almost of all of the Minecraft functions and then makes them accessible. So it's just doing that same thing, but for my library instead, which I think it's in, I don't actually know what package it's in, but boy without a uke, I see your messages, thank you. So yeah, so we did that, and then I also changed the upgrade system, or the upgrade points. So now it is a condition for any of these. So if I go to like creation here, now before it was a scoreboard condition, and the scoreboard condition for buying things is kind of long and has a lot of extra stuff to it. Now you can just replace it with this condition here, this upgrade point buy condition that I've added in with my library, and you just put in however much your upgrade costs. So this is a lot more, it's a lot more efficient than the previous scoreboard pulling. So pulling the scoreboard and using or paying for it like that. And it's a lot less lines too to manage. So it's definitely a lot easier here. Because all of this, like I said, I wanted to make this as easy as possible for people to expand it. So if I, for some reason, or for example, some of the quirks that you guys were requesting were quirks that aren't exactly, they're custom, they're not inside of MHA really. But with this system, you should be able to easily add in, any quirks that you want and make them still work with the same exact systems, the exhaustion, the stamina, the upgrade points, and very soon the body status, which is what we're doing today, or what we're trying to finish up today. That sounds a lot easier than what I've had to do in my pack, though I don't have a stamina system. Yeah, it's pretty much just me breaking down the moving parts that are kind of redundant and moving them to the most efficient section possible, I guess. And then, of course, providing them access through Cube. So, okay, so what we're doing today is we need to move the body system. So if you don't know, I can actually, let me launch Minecraft in the boop. I've just had to shove in a ton of command abilities to manage the scoreboard. Yeah, see, that's why I hate the, that's why I don't really like using the scoreboards, because it's also a lot to manage all of the, different abilities and things. And there's still scoreboards that are going to be used, but I'm just trying to make sure they're as little as possible, because then obviously it doesn't bog it down as much. So hopefully it's more performant. But yeah, so the body status system, I actually created this before. Let me just make a new world. The idea behind it is to have a universal way of, how do I want to put this? A universal way of tracking your body parts and different things about them. So for example, the first, I just realized I need to build the jar file here. So let me do this in the background. So pretty much right now, if you use the, I think it's mineHA, it's not damage. What is it? Body status command, and then you give yourself this, and then you say like left leg, right? You can change your status to, oh, he's dancing right on the code. Hold on, buddy, you need to move over here. Bloop, 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 bloop. He'll dance on the chat. Hi, Pacquiao. Bloop, 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 You didn't really miss too much. But so this is the old system. So I use the /body status command and then on myself. And then I can change the status of the leg to sprained, healed, destroyed, or broken. And each of these causes a different effect on the user. So you can see switching it to broken, the leg is all gross and purple. And we lose the ability to jump. We lose the... Is that the... No, I'm gonna have to fix the foot there. But we lose the ability to jump. We're a lot slower. But you can also change this to like destroyed. There we go. It just completely removes the thing. Or there is sprained, which I think is just a little thing, and it never. I think it's because it's broken. So let me do heal. There we go. And then let me go to sprained. Oh, there just isn't a sprained thing. But so the this has it for every limb, basically, except your chest and your head. The idea about this, though, or the issue with this, is that it's not exactly, you know, it's not the most efficient, but it's also not the most useful. Because yes, you can change the status of your legs, and it's all tracked inside of this body status power. And so it pretty much just checks to see if if you have a tag. So actually, no, it checks this old one checks the scoreboard. So it's got a scoreboard for each body part, and it's just a body status, and then stores however much damage is in there. And the damage is it just can range. So if you get above, I think that's 3. Yeah, for broken, if you get above 200 damage on any of your body parts, they're just going to break. So this is constantly checking scoreboards, which is not great. And also kind of controlling this is a little weird, but also you don't have too much control for other things. So what I'm doing, or what I decided to do, was actually recreate the body system in the Java library. So let me go through here. Waiting room is mad boring. What do you mean by that? I gotta move the library mod in real quick. 1 second. Got to grab this Explorer. And then gotta go into the actual thing and drag and drop in my mod. Mods. Build, libs, this one, Control C, Control V, replace. Okay, and now if we launch Minecraft back, boop. Yes, gotta make sure I tuned into this. Hello, Simone, how are you? Or is it Simon? Simon or Simone? It might be Simon. Am I live on other platforms? No, just YouTube. He's in the hospital. Oh. My grandmother is in the middle of a vital surgery right now. Well, that's not great, but at least I'm here to distract you about it. Open heart surgery, geez. Well, I wish her luck. Hopefully everything goes well. Okay, so this is the new body system. So the old one is still in there. The MineHA body status, whatever, it's still there. But there's now a body command, okay? And the body command, if we do this and we just run the debug, what we can see is I've split up the different body parts. So you have obviously head, chest, left, right arm, left leg, right leg, hands, and your feet, okay? And each one has a damage value that they can store, and each one has a stage that corresponds to it. So in the case of this, it's going to be healthy, sprained, broken, and destroyed. So destroyed means completely gone. Broken means it's, you know, shattered. Sprained means just kind of light use. And then healthy is obviously everything looks fine. So we have all of these. And then what we can do is we can use a command, or we can use the cube.js function. There's a function we can use. So if I just say body myself, and then I can say set, and then we can set the damage of the body part. We'll say the left arm, and we can set it to 50. So it set my damage to 50. If I debug it again, we can see the left arm here has 50 damage, and it's now moved to the sprain category. If it goes up higher, I think 80 is the broken, I believe. If we check this again, yeah, 80 is broken, and then I think 100 is completely shattered. But it doesn't do anything to the body yet because I haven't attached them. But the idea is to have that each one of these is stored. So this uses no scoreboards, which is really good. But what we can also, what point does it become sprained at? I think it's 40. Like I think 39 is fine. Yeah, 39 is fine, but 40 should be sprained. Oop. Yes, 40 is sprained, if you can see it right in this section here. And these are percentages. So right now I'm just initializing the max damage to 100 for everything, but it's going to be a config value, so you can change the max damage to like 400 if you want. And the sprained health, the stages are all percentage based. So if you find that people are breaking their limbs too easily, you can increase the max damage, and then you can, or that'll help prevent, any issues. But so we have this, and it's all stored, which is really good. But we also have the ability to do this. So if I go body, and then I do myself, and if I do init, and then status, and I give it a body part. So like, for example, head, we give it a status name. So we can just do like, I don't know, we'll just say headache, and give it a default level of 1, okay? So now if I do get, and then if I just get all, not all, get statuses, boop, oops, get status of the head, and get headache. There we go. We can see that headache has a status of 1. Now, what does that really mean? I think there's also a custom statuses. There we go. We can see headache has a custom value of 1 attached to it. What happens when you sprain your head? I haven't coded it yet. I don't know. It's probably going to be eyesight related or something. But we have this custom status, and what we can actually do is, or you may be asking, like, what's the point of that? Okay. Well, what we do is if we do, for example, init status all, Fajin, right? Fajin has the ability to store power inside of a limb. So what we can do is we can have a Fajin status or level, and we can just give it a default level of 1. And now every single body part that we check has its own trackable level for Fajin, which means if I, for example, am implementing it and I do it so that whenever you shift, the power level in your legs will go up, now I can easily access that and then use it also as a condition for, any sort of powers. So this is storing, this can store as much information as we want. So for example, if we wanted to do like power stock level, so if you wanted to store power stock in all of the powers here, and then we check all of it, there we go. And so now, just like that, each individual body part can have a certain power level inside of it. Average headache. Takes away your hearing and gives darkness 255 permanently until your head heals. That's a very, I think that's a little severe for sprained. But yeah, pretty much what I'm doing is allowing you to, or anyone really, with Cube.js knowledge, because it's really just going to be a Cube.js command. It allows you to store in any value inside of these inside of these limbs and just completely ignore scoreboards. So that's going to be really helpful for a lot of quirks. I'm going to use it for the upcoming quirks that I'm working on it. Fajin, PowerStock is going to switch to use this. PowerStock could also use, it can use stages. So for example, the level could be a stage, because you can store more than just numbers in this too. You can do set string and then give it a body part. So we'll just say head, and then we can say glasses or something. I don't really know what you would do this for. And then just say like on like that. So now if we grab the custom statuses again, and this is actually not custom status, you would have to do get status and then say head and get the glasses status. Is it not that? Oh, it's get string, my bad. Glass head status glasses. Boop. There we go. You can say it now says on. So you can store strings, you can store numbers, and you can store states, I believe. Set float, status, and string. So the status is like a power. I guess it's more of I should rename it. It's not really status, but I wish I would have set up a system like this when I made my pack. Would have made things a lot easier too, but too late. Yeah, so that's why I'm doing it here inside of the library, and why it's also taking so long to do, because I'm trying to put as much thought into this so it makes it as extendable as possible, and then obviously makes it as efficient as possible too. Power stock the liver to drink more alcohol. Liver failure status. Is there a quirk that has drinking, that uses drinking to do power or something? Because that would be kind of funny. Uke quirk next. No, but I am in the process of planning it out fully. Because I have your suggestion, obviously, but I'm going through and actually getting a better plan out for it. My pack's already got so much I would actually lose it if I had to restart for the purpose of a system like this. Yeah, that's why, yeah. And I'm not saying you should, right? No, like the only reason I'm doing it now is because I haven't obviously finished everything. I do have to rework some of the things that I've added, but because I'm so early in the process that it doesn't really make a difference. But this is mostly for mine, but also for those who want to make an add-on compatible with my stuff. You quirk ultimate move, Miranda sings apology, 100,000 damage in a 50 block radius. That's kind of funny. You can make the drinking quirk. Someone can, because it'll be easy to do. Okay, so before I go into the actual finishing or moving the body status over, because this is all the library stuff, I have to actually change the this body status power to actually use it all. Because right now it just uses itself, or it uses the scoreboard stuff, so I've got to change it. But I would like to say that there are, in case you didn't see any of the Discord stuff, I do have technically three new members of the team working. Cryptic and Mr. Moo are the new texturer/modelers that I've added. And they've already got their work assignments. They're already doing some cool stuff. But I also have someone who is helping me with the planning of different quirks and kind of thinking them out. So your guys's descriptions, or not suggestions, are still going to be used. But I just have someone who's kind of helping me to plan out some of the systems that I need and just plan out some of the uses of each of the quirks, because there's obviously a lot of quirks, and my brain would probably get fried if I had to think of all of them, but this just kind of speeds it up. And then I go through and help, edit some of the things, etc. But so we're planning out quite a few quirks, so you should look forward to seeing a lot more progress, hopefully, now that some of this stuff is completed. I plan on finishing all the upgrades and survival obtainability, and then just general improvements for a bit before I add anything new. Yeah, that's a good plan. Why did you lose first? I don't know. I think it's because your name is not alphabetically before. I don't really know, actually. Will Mine Hero come out by 2026? I have no idea. I would hope at least an alpha is out. Because I don't think it would take me that long, but we'll see. Will the full thing be finished by 2026? Probably not. But will enough of it be out that you can play it? Probably. Probably. All right, let's get to actually moving this stuff around. You've been making mine for 2 years and only just released your first beta. Well, see, it could take me 2 years. Who knows? I don't want it to take 2. Obviously, I wouldn't mind doing 2 years on it, but hopefully, because you guys would go crazy. Though I'm a solo dev, yeah. I mean, that would, and if you're just working on it whenever you work on it, it's perfectly fine. Okay, we need to move this stuff because the whole reason I'm doing this is so I can get work done while also chatting or answering questions. So if you have any questions about it or whatever, let me know. Otherwise, we're just going to be moving this stuff around. If you've been taking a break for a while, yeah, that's perfectly fine. You don't want to burn yourself out or anything like that. Okay, so we got to jump into the code here. So let me grab this guy. The first thing we need to do is move over the power status. The power or the body status power. So we can actually just do this. If I drag and drop this over here, does it copy or does it move it? It does neither of the sorts. Okay, so let's just make a new one. New file, call it body status.json. And unfortunately, IntelliJ's JSON editor is really trash. So we just have to live with it. But we're just going to copy paste this thing in here. And the idea is we go through and edit all of this stuff so that it is, one, assigned to the library. Because right now these textures that it uses, like this render texture, these are all based on this file structure. So we've got to change that. But then we also have to change and add conditions to keep track of the body parts. So for example, this one here is a check for a scoreboard. We want to remove that one. The rest are actually, I think it's all mainly just the scoreboard, which I've already created a custom condition to replace this one. So that should be relatively easy. Will there be more Subway Surfers gameplay? If I have to get up and get a drink or something, yes, then probably there would be a Subway Surfers. Let me move Little Toothless down. Beep, 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 beep. He can dance down there, so he's not too distracting. Is that a hidden meaning for Hellfire? That means Minute is going to work on it. Eventually. Just a suggestion, but you could always use dynamic textures instead of 4 different scoreboards. Well, it's not 4 different scoreboards. It's the same scoreboard. It's just for, and it is using a dynamic texture. I'm pretty sure. Is it using a dynamic texture or is it using just a render layer? Let's see, because we have to move it over. Assets, textures, render layers. This one's empty. Cool. Is it in Palladium? Okay, so Power Stock has a dynamic texture, but that's just because it is yeah, so the render layers I don't have a dynamic texture for. Dun, dun, dun. You meant render layers? My brain just stopped for a second. Oh yeah, so yeah, I am using render layers. These are, let's see, left leg broken. It's just a skin overlay. See you, boy, without a uke. See you later. What was I doing? Oh, so yeah, these are just skin overlays. And the reason I did this, changed them, was so that I had a, like you could use a dynamic texture for it. So yeah, the reason I was doing this was, or so that I had the ability and the render, one here, was because, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Well, I wanted the ability here so I could reference it other places. And this was before when I wanted to check if like the arm was broken, I wanted some quirks to stop working. And so I would just check if this power was active. But now we're going to change that. So we probably could change the dynamic textures. Well, so wait, is the difference between the render layer and the dynamic texture in this case? Or I guess what is the difference? Because they're both, they are both the, in this case, they both do the same thing, right? What's the performance gain of having the 3 instead of the 1? Dynamic textures can be used in a random layer or in the render layer. Yeah, but what's the point of switching to a dynamic texture for just a regular skin? And that way you only need 1 render layer. Oh. So you're saying just instead of defining the 5 render layers for it, just make 1 render layer and then 5 dynamic textures? Or no, it'd be 1 dynamic texture that you check. You get extra lag swapping between render layers, and that way if it happens a ton. Well, so I'm not switching between these a lot. It's literally once every time you reach that power level, and your healing is so slow, so it wouldn't necessarily go back and forth. But, I mean, I could learn how to switch them. Because you would have to do, if I make this smaller, boop. Let's see, because this one is for the alpha mask, and this one also uses an alpha mask. You can compact it into 1 render layer if you want, or just be useful, or it can just be useful for others. So yeah, I know it's useful for, well, 1 for animations, dynamic textures. I know 2 for icons. Instead of changing the icon or switching the icon around based on like if you're shifting or whatever, if you use a dynamic texture, it's better for performance that way. I mean, I guess let me pull up the 3 tag documentation. Add-on packed element, rendering, dynamic textures, render layers. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. So no, it would be dynamic textures. So texture variables. That's just putting in a condition, right? For that. So I could use the condition in here, maybe is what you're saying. So if I use my condition for checking if the body part is broken, then we can say, based on whichever one it is, choose the correct one, I guess. Palladium overlay. Crouching.png. Okay, so wait. How do you distinguish between, because this checks if you're crouching, and this uses crouching. So would you just get the damage state? I would have to get the damage stage here, which by the way, you can't see this. So set the damage stage equal to this variable, or vice versa, whatever. Store it in a variable and then use the texture based on the damage, and then use that, maybe is what you're talking about. I lost my chat. I keep losing it because it doesn't stay above everything else. Custom body, dumb question, but I need to ask it. What will this be working for? Oh, right. Is it Reiki maybe? This is going to be a custom a status system which allows developers to assign different values to body parts. So for example, power stock, you can assign the power level to each individual body part and then use that. Or maybe you wanted to do like a temperature gauge for each body part. You could now store that into this system. So what I'm doing now is just moving my old system, migrating it into this newer version, I guess. What did I say? I don't remember what I said, right? Also, I think there's a sub count for the XP. Oops. Also, I think there's a sub count for the XP where the more you type, the higher you will be in XP range. Oh. Will there be a devlog this week? Probably not, because there's not going to be I don't know if a quirk is going to be finished, but hopefully there should be one soon. I think I'll be taking some chicken nuggets with eggs. With eggs? Why? That's very strange. Isn't there a setting to make the chat the top tab automatically? I don't know. Well, no, I have the chat popped out. Depending on how you do it, the same way dynamic textures work, you could do something like a scoreboard, palladium property, etc. to swap between the textures. They like calling the value X and then the texture name. Okay, so yeah, I think that's what I was talking about. So if I put in a condition here, or use the condition here that I added for checking the body part, I could store. Oh wait, but this is a true false. That wouldn't be exactly, because if I could store this variable here with the current damage status, then you can change that and use values. But how do I say what value? Okay, hold on. Let me just, let's put this over here for a second. Let me move this over and then we can switch it to render layer, or a dynamic texture. So we have this here, and what we need to do real quick is move over the dynamic textures. So he will make the food related quirk based off of saturations. Yeah, the food quirk is, or all of the food related quirks like sugar rush, fat gum, creation, they're going to use saturation and hunger values instead of the actual item so that you don't have to worry about adding in new foods. Okay, let's see. Assets. Palladium. Palladium. Dynamic textures. Well, actually don't have one in here. We need to make a new folder called render layers. And then inside of the render layers, we grab all of our broken limbs, which is going to be all of these except power stock. Why did that not select it? Oops. Not full cowling either. Can I just move these over? Nope. I figured, or should have figured, that it wouldn't let me do that. Reveal in File Explorer. Let's see. All of these, not power stock. Off arm, main arm, left leg. Boop. So now, oh, don't move those. Copy them. Copy, paste. Add. Oops, added them all to GitHub on accident. Whatever. So we have all of these inside of here. And then what we need to do is inside of the, wait, I think we need to define them somewhere else. Is it models? Is it assets, add-ons? I don't remember. Actually, no, this just uses directly from what is this? Textures, models. Oh, okay. So then inside of textures, inside of a new folder called models, then we need to grab all of these. Imagine taking damage and just blacking out for the next real world 5 hours. If the head gets destroyed, I think it would probably just insta kill, but I don't know. I don't know if I really like the idea of adding in like headshots and things like that, but some of them might have to if there's no other way to make their power useful. Models. So we don't need the power stock. Left leg, main arm. There is no sprain. Okay, so copy these, paste them into here, add them. And now if I come in here, I think that's all of them because it's models, icons, particle, render layers is empty. So now we come here and we change the values of these render layers. So let's see, that's not a render layer. I think I named them all render. Yeah, here we go. So instead of render layer like this, mine HA, we change this to BQL, which is my mod ID for the library. Gets mad if you are you in my Discord right now, because you can send it in like general or something. Let's see. So change that to BQL. If I just search for render layer. I'll just change all of them. BQL. Copy next. This one. This one. This one. This one. And that is all of them. And then we should be able to... Why is that? Oh, it's just the tabbing in this dumb thing. The dynamic texture, that's stamina dynamic texture. This one, we need to replace all of these with BQL too. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So that should, well, model, those are the PNGs. Okay, so that should actually add that in. So let's do, well, wait, we don't have a way to actually damage myself because I don't have the scoreboard. So we got to change this condition. So this palladium objective score condition, it can't be the objective score because that's way too laggy. So we're going to instead replace it with my custom condition, which is, let me pull up what it actually is. I don't remember the thing. Conditions. Render this out. So, oh, where did it go? It's not there anymore. What happened to it? Or do I need to build it maybe? And might need to run this real quick for it to actually generate. You sent this. Let's see. Variable X type objective score. So yeah, that's storing the score inside of that. Which I do with the stamina, or had done with the stamina. So if I go here, not this. This one. Dynamic textures. Where's it at? Up here. Dynamic texture. The percentage is... Okay, so this one I actually haven't set up. So when I said there was no more scoreboards, I lied. There is one scoreboard for this stamina. And that was so I could use the variable for the dynamic texture. You can use palladium properties and such too, I believe, as long as it gives you a number and not a true or false, it works. Well, see, they don't. They would give... it doesn't give true or false. I would need one that gives the actual value. So that's where the problem might be. I can look in, I just saw variables mapping here in the run section. Forge, run. By the way, if I refresh this, it should have my condition in it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Body damage. So this is a new condition that I added over here. I don't know if you can see it. Can I zoom in even more? No. But pretty much it's just this. So copy this, go back to, oh yeah, variables here. Ability condition. So you can create a list of conditions or a single one that returns true or false value appropriately. Is there one that returns not true and false? Maybe. I don't know. Let's focus on one thing. Boop, boop. Not this one. I need the body status. And of course I opened all these up, so it's going to take up all my space. Body status. Here we go. So we're replacing the objective score, which was checking if the damage of this is between 100 and 199. We change this to apparently that. Hold on. Copy this. Can I not copy this? Apparently I can't copy from this HTML render, so we'll just type it in ourselves like a peasant. But the type is going to be bandits quirk underscore quirk lib body damage. Then the body part that we're going to be checking for this one, body part is going to be the main arm. And you can see, I don't know if you actually can see, but the Ooh, this is actually right arm instead of left arm. I'm going to have to change this so it supports the correct arm, but we're going to do right arm. Right arm. And then the last one is the damage state. Damage underscore state is equal to, this is sprained, so it's going to be sprained, like that. Is this too small, by the way? Do I need to try to make it bigger? Sprained. Copy. Can people play your mod? Not yet. So that's the render layer for that. This one is for the main arm being broken. So let's do broken. And this one is for destroyed. So destroyed. You'd also have them all as separate in a compound render layer, and at the end add something like condition with the ability enabled, ability arm broke, power body status. So if I can use the ability enabled, then that would be better. Okay, this is off arm, which we're gonna have to say left arm. Left arm sprained. Left arm broken. Left arm broken. Left arm. Left arm destroyed. This is the left leg. Left leg sprained. We'll copy this one so it's easier. Left leg broken. Left leg destroyed. I think, yep, destroyed. That changes when they're enabled as a whole. There are a few conditions where it bugs that way, such as tracking a scoreboard or using hashtag for some reason. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I'll try to switch it to a dynamic texture here once I right leg. Once I get this so that they actually show up. Right leg broken. Right leg sprained or destroyed. And that should be, oh, one more. Body damage. This is just body destroyed. So that's actually chest. Destroyed. All right. So let's see if this is enough to work. I haven't actually tested this condition, so we're going to find out. But this should be attached to the whole thing, so it should just automatically work, but we'll find out. Is this what All Might did all day after retiring? Yes, he was making an add-on for himself to play. Yeah, there's currently 5 quirks. I think the goal is to try to get 10, maybe, before alpha release. Oops. Is this going to load? Or is it not going to load because it's bullying us? It's bullying us. Hold on. If I switch to smooth lighting, I need to change full screen off and just do this. Dumb. You didn't answer my question. I don't remember what your question was. Let's see. Scroll, 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 scroll. Can I have a custom role if I become the top of the leaderboard? You mean the top of the chatting leaderboard? AKA my position? I'm on the top right now. Where's the leaderboard? Bot commands. Boop. According to this, I'm number 1. I'm number 1. That might have been old. That was from a couple of days ago. Still number one. I don't care what you think. All right, so the idea behind this, if I'm in my nice little dev girly skin, we're going to do slash body dev. And if we set the damage to, we'll do the left arm, set it to 40. Mm-hmm. 50? 60? It would appear that this is not working. Oh, wait. I don't think I didn't give myself body status. Boop. There we go. All right, so 60 is sprained. Oops, go up. 80 should be broken. And 100 should be removed. There we go. And just like that. And then we can, if we do, I think it's heal. Oh, I guess we'll just heal all. Heal, or wait. Does it heal right arm? 100? Heal damage from right, wait. It's my left arm. Left arm. And it goes back to normal. Take a look at that. Exactly. First try. See, because I put so much effort into the the actual stamina system, or not stamina system, but the actual body system, that it should works. You can then become overhaul. What if all 4 limbs are gone? Well, let's see if breaking both the legs. We do set damage for left leg 100. And if we set the right leg, okay, so it's missing an animation. But you can see our legs are missing. Our actual view box is down here. However, our hitbox is not correct. I think that's because we need the Pekui. Yeah, we don't have Pekui here. Pekui. Actually, wait, we have to have it because we moved our head down. Let's see. Because I believe it uses the Pekui command. P-E-H. Yeah. Pekui. So this... Oh, wait, it's not that. It's /scale is the command. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is sort of working. It just needs to move our body down, which is an animation. Let's do heal left, just heal all. Bloop. So you can sort of see it almost has the animation. I don't know why it doesn't do that. You can change the player hitbox. Yeah, I know. I do change the player hitbox. It didn't work there for some reason, but I think it's because the animation is bugged. And it has been bugged. I've never fixed it. Now we're gonna fix it today. Actually, I think the animation is in here. I didn't move it over. Because if we do, I think both legs destroyed. We set the eye height, set the jump height. And I believe it's actually, here we go, animation timer, no legs timer. This one's supposed to go off, and then it's supposed to be attached to the animation for this guy over here. I think it's a Cube.js script, maybe. Body condition? Not that. Power stock. I gotta remember where it is. I don't remember. Trails, particles, alpha mask. Functions? No. Predicates? No. Where's... I don't remember where the animation is. Just do a Control-Shift-F maybe for animation. Do you think Java mods are better than Bedrock mods? Yes. Java mods have much more freedom than Bedrock. I think that's true. Character flies through. Looks like you have left. Looks like you have kept the toothless. I have. He's just dancing. The animation will be in assets. Boop, 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 boop. Oh God, why is there so many in here? Is that it? Body animations. Found it. Because it's not a real animation. It's a fake animation using the... Because I didn't know how to make like gecko lib animations, so it's literally a register animation for Palladium. Specifically, the no legs animation. So we're just going to grab this, copy, and we're going to put it inside of the Cube.js scripts, I guess in here. Right click, new file, animation registry.js. Paste this in here. Register the BQL no legs animation. And this one checks to see progress equals animation utils that get animation timer ability. BQL, no legs animation. Gecko leg animations only apply to render layers and armors, and triggers are weird. So for player bodies, it's better to use Cube.js animations. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. I also didn't know how to do gecko lib animations. So let's see. So this runs right if the player has the tags for both of the broken limbs. The problem with this is we don't use tags anymore, I don't believe. Yeah, I don't use tags because I'm pretty sure tag, yeah. Not using tags. So we have to switch this to use the new body system. And so to do that, we're just going to use body status, and we'd use the period, and we're going to have to scroll down here real quick to actually find the methods, because I don't remember them off the top of my head. Sue me. Put this over here. Oh, why did it do that? Go there. So body status is all of these functions we have access to. So I think we need get damage stage. So we're going to just do get damage stage. Player. So we're just going to do player. And the body part name is going to be the left leg, which is just a string. So we do left. And actually, we can pass in the part. Well, actually, that doesn't work. So we got to do left leg. Left leg like this. And then right leg, boop. This returns a string. So we do left leg stage equals this. And then we copy this and we paste it and we say let the right leg stage. And we get the damage state for the right leg. And we get rid of these two tag checks because, again, not using tags. And we need to check if do I actually have a destroyed one? Oh, we do have it is part destroyed. Never mind. Left leg destroyed. I already forgot what methods I added. Destroyed. You can use my pack as a reference if you ever want to. I have recalibrated Omnitrix I'm working on. That would be a good example of it. My pack is called Great Value on CurseForge. Okay, we'll pull that up in a second. Let's do is part destroyed. All right, so there we check if the two parts are destroyed, and if that's true, supposedly this is how the animation is supposed to work. You just check if the animation timer is greater than 0, and then you kind of move it, or you use this .animate. I really don't know how this Cube.js animation stuff works. This works some of the times. It doesn't work all the time. It works some. So we're going to try to see if this is enough, because the animation timer here, we have it start at 0 and go to 20. But besides that, I don't really even know where we call it. Wait, where do I call it? Hold on. Oh, wait, no, this is just checked all the time, I think. If I put a logger here, console.log, checking animation, I wonder if this is going to check all the time. If that's checking all the time, it would be horrible. But we'll see. Hello, Ollie. Didn't see your message. Existence and Shiv are just arguing. Oh, while this loads, let's pull up your add-on. Said it was a great value. Ding. Boop. Riot Gnome, right here. That adds in a bunch of things: Speed Force, Kryptonian, Gamma Rays, Green Lantern, Pyro, Omnitrix, Shazam, Viltrumite, Bone Claws, Regeneration. Lots of random stuff. Uses Gravestone, which makes sense. Packet Fixer required. I don't have Packet Fixer for mine yet. Solar Energy, Shazam, toggling in chat. So this is kind of similar to Fsangs, isn't it? Is Fsangs a dependency? No, it is not. You can go and check it out here. Just released in June. A couple of jar files. Does it have the... no. Oh, wait, yeah. Actually fixed the bugs this time. That's funny. So we can take a look. Wait, go back. Let me actually just download this. We can take a look-see real quick. All right. And this ran. Save. Not F11. Hit this big button. Hit this. We're going to see if the leg animation works. I don't know if it's going to. Let's see. Errors. Cube.js errors server. Invalid script type needs to be a client instead of a server. That means it's in the wrong location. Just dumb. It can't be in the data. It has to be in, what is this? Client? I think, oh, it has to be an add-on. Wait. Assets is where it needs to be in. Fine. So assets, my thing, Cube.js scripts. Assets, this thing, Cube.js scripts. New directory, Cube.js _ scripts. You're testing on stream. Yeah, I'm testing on stream. Why wouldn't I be? Hello, Detective Inky. Welcome back in. Oop. And then we move this guy up here. Boop. Boop. All right, try again. I don't know if we'll necessarily run it, but we'll... oh, yeah, we'll definitely open it up. I don't know if we're going to play it because I don't really want to go through the effort of setting it up. But we're going to open it up and take a look inside. It is going pretty well. The thing I tried to do worked first try, which is great. You want to make a mod one day? Well, you better just start now. Then you'll get it. There's plenty of... Oh, what? Why did it crash? I think I jinxed myself when I said it worked first try, huh? Let's see. Has left leg destroyed is not defined. Excuse you? Oh. Rude. Left leg destroyed. There we go. Run that again. Is there a devlog soon? Probably not. Well, so here's the deal with the devlog. I wanna make one, but I think I do want to put more effort into them than I have been. And before I can do that, I'm gonna need actual things that you care about. Because all of the things that I've added so far, like no one actually cares about, except maybe a few developers. Because it's all for developers and the backend stuff. There hasn't been really any changes to new quirks or anything like that. So the next devlog is going to be when there is an actual quirk change made and finalized. So what happens when you have regeneration effect and full cal at 100%? Then you're just invincible. That's what is going to happen. But yeah, I've added in this body command. I've added in this BQL command, which is just for the stamina system. So like you can debug all your stamina stuff. So I added all of this stuff to replace the /mineha slop. Now there's only 3 mineha commands instead of like 18, which is great. But yeah, okay, so body dev, look at those bees. Let's do set damage for our left leg to 100. That should shatter the leg. Ah, help me. And then we do the right leg. This should shatter. Not only should it shatter, it should shrink us down. Let's see. Notice how this didn't actually do anything. Why didn't it do anything? I don't know. Let's do heal all maybe. / body heal. Oop, dev heal all. Let's try it again. Left leg broken, right leg broken. Hello. Also, check this out. Remember when I said it would not be good if it's checking this all the time? Well, look what it's doing. It's checking it all the time. And is this going to cause lag? Probably not, because these two are pretty efficient. However, you're doing it over and over and over and over and over again. So we don't want to do that. Instead, we're going to add in a different check. I'm going to leave this on to remember that it's doing that. Actually, no, let me remove this. Stop. Add a 2-second cooldown. Well, so the thing is, because it's an animation that you've registered, I think it just goes on no matter what. So we have to, we just have to have a check here to check whether or not we need to do the animation. So obviously we're checking it here and here, but we could do an early exit actually. Actually, yeah, let's do that. So let's do if body status is part destroyed. And we'll actually do if not. If the left leg is not destroyed, then we just need to return early. So we're literally just going to do return. And then the next thing we check is if the right leg is not destroyed. If the right leg isn't destroyed, then obviously we can get rid of this one too, or we can just return early. Otherwise, we do this here. Oop. Whoa. Why does that look ugly? Tab, backspace, backspace. There. Okay, so that'll cut down on the calculation. So now we're only doing it once here. So we're checking the left leg all of the time, basically. But that's okay, because now we're not checking both, at least. Let me do console.log and say attempting to shrink ... because that's how it makes me feel. We got to see if it's actually trying to shrink us down. This is for 1.20.1. Okay. Oh, I also need to add in to the startup section, which I think is it in here? That's on server tick. Where do I put the, oh, events, here we go, server event, player event. On player login, we initialize that and we add their superpower, this one, and we need to add the superpower for the, oh wait, this just adds it in. Normal. Ooh, we need to check this. Need to check if they have been initialized or not with the stamina helper returning a boolean. I gotta remember to come back and do that. Dun, 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 dun. To do. All right, let's see this guy. What should be happening if we break both of the legs? It should spit out in the console that it's attempting to do something. And if it's not, that means there's an issue. So body dev heal all. Super regeneration. Wow, crazy. Do set damage body part left leg. Hello, Josh Proof. 100. That's destroyed the right leg. Now again, if I do this, we should see console output here. We don't. Failed to read that. Failed to read that. I don't know what that is talking about. Illegal state except, what is it doing? Whoa. It's mad about something. Cannot connect to the authentication server. Oh wait, I think that's normal. Doo-doo-doot. So we should be seeing it down here somewhere, ignoring all of this other stuff. How hard is Java to learn on a scale of 1 to 10? It's not very hard to learn. Yeah. Just find a good tutorial and watch it. It's not that bad. Python's probably easier, I guess, but you might be able to do it with just a scale command instead of an animation if you use the player hitbox. Though I can't remember if you can change just the vertical or the whole thing, so I don't know. Well, the problem, though, the hitbox is fine, and I can move that. The problem is that it's supposed to shift the whole player model down. So it looks like they're walking on, it looks like they're walking on the ground like this. And it worked sometimes. I don't know why it doesn't work all the times. I think it's an issue with it not syncing the animation timer, maybe? Well, but no, it's not. Hold on. Let me stop this. Let me go back to the bodies, not this. The startup. No, where's the, here it is. Boop. Let me put a console.log both legs shattered for real. Wasn't it supposed to be a crawl instead of a lower walk? Maybe. I don't know. Right now it's going to be a crawl or a lower walk. Boop. It could be that the progress isn't defined anywhere. Is that the problem? That could be the problem. Let's see. Where's the dynamic textures is here. Animations. GeckoLib renders Cube.js custom animations. This, blah, blah, blah. Progress. Oh, so maybe it's because we're not getting the progress because I accidentally forgot to do that. Progress is defined in that file. It is? Why isn't it highlighting? Oh, goodness. IntelliJ is just horrible with JavaScript files. It doesn't even highlight the same. That is so dumb. if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you go down to like server event handler, you see of how I highlight like server like this, it highlights all the other servers. But it doesn't do that because you have to pay extra to do that in a .js file. Okay, so maybe this progress is not getting calculated. So animation util got get that for the player. BQL body status, no legs animation. Builder get partial ticks. So BQL body status is correct, I think. It's not, yeah, it's BQL, right? Yes, because it's got this. Okay, so that's correct. And then we could check, is no legs animation just the, yes, it's just this ability here. So that should be just the name of it, which is fine. And unless we need, wait. Oh no, yeah, it's because it's defining the power that it's in and the actual animation. So it should be body status and then the no legs animation. So that's good. Let's just do this. Let's do, let's change this to a backtick. And then we put in the, this guy, I believe is how to do it in JavaScript, progress. So that should just tell us what the progress is. It was the const, change it to let, or rather to try it. Is that the problem? Hold on, since I'm running it, I'm gonna see what it's setting it to, and then see if it changes it. Control F if you want to check all the instance. Yeah, I know how to do that. It's just that I'm just used to it with all other Java files highlighting automatically the ones in the same thing. Okay, so if we run this, we should get in the console that it's spitting out this for real thing. Okay, well, it's not even doing that. Hello? It's not even running the animation anymore. / body dev heal all. So it's set damage for the left leg to 100. Set damage for the right leg to 100. It's not even running the animation anymore. That's very strange. Very strange. We can set this to a let just in case that. Although I think, hold on, I just had the documentation up. Okay, see you later existence. All the progress variables use let, though I don't know if it matters. I didn't think it would matter because here in the documentation he uses const. And I think the const does get changed because it's the whole method is called is recalled essentially. So it wouldn't matter because the player would get changed, the progress would get rechanged. But we can try to set it to that. Let's check that I did this right. So if the player is part destroyed, this returns whether or not it has been destroyed. And it uses 2 uppercase. So left leg is the right thing for the enumeration, I think. Let's go to capabilities, body part. Yep, that's real. So that should be that. Let's just put a console log in here. Console.log. This leg not broken. This right not broken. Oh, I guess I could have accidentally typed this in wrong. Let me just replace this with progress just in case. Oops. All right, let's try to reset on that guy. See what this does. I want to learn how to type fast like you. I don't even think I type that fast. Hello, best devs in the world. How is the work going? The work is going sort of fine. We're just trying to get this animation to work, which, to be fair, it never worked really before. It never worked. Or it did work before, but it was very, like, intermittent. It would sometimes do the animation, it was sometimes wouldn't. Yeah, I'll show you the whole progress variable in a second. This leg is not broken. So that's our problem. It's saying the leg isn't broken. Which it obviously is broken, you know? So what's the deal with that? If we do slash body dev debug, body, left leg destroyed, right leg destroyed. So what is the is part destroyed? Isn't it just if it equals damage state destroyed? Oh, wait. No, wait, that should be right. This should be correct. Okay, so our problem here right now is that these functions are not actually working correctly. Specifically, the body status is part destroyed is not checking correctly if it's destroyed because it's returning that it is not destroyed. And because we're notting that, it goes to this. So we're going to put a debug point there. And hopefully calling the debug point like this will actually debug it. Is the objective to add in custom body and custom animations? So the main objective is to have it so that each body part is able to track and store data about itself. So the obvious one is storing damage, but the other ones are like storing power levels for each body, storing temperatures for each body part, and then being able to do things based on that. So like if the temperature is too high, then you slow down, or if the damage is too high, then it sprains or breaks. The animation is coming from the power itself. We're just checking to see if both of the legs have been destroyed. We're just going to play a short little animation to move the player down towards the ground. So the actual player model. So it'll be like the first aid mod. A little bit, yes, but you're not gonna. It's not gonna be like. Well, yes, it's gonna be kind of like the first aid mod. Okay, so this is actually running, and it is tagged. I mean stopped. So let's close this so maybe we can see it a little. So we're checking if the part is destroyed. We have the player, and this is dev, so we got that. And the body part name is left leg. So the first thing we'll check here is if the body, or we get the body part, and we do get that, in fact. So this is the correct enumeration of the left leg. And then we're going to get the body status of the player, which is another function in here. And we're seeing if the body part is destroyed. So if we step in to this guy, is part destroyed, checks if the damage state, this damage stage is equal to damage destroyed, which left leg, I guess we have to step into this one again. Here we go. Body parts dot get part dot get stage should return it should return damage or destroyed. So if we come back out here, this should say destroyed now. Maybe. It's hard because we don't see the return stack here. Left arm value healthy. Oh wait, that's left arm. Left leg is oops. No, value. Why did I do that? The value is, oh, okay. So this is not correct. It says that the value is healthy. So it is in fact not working correctly. But why is that? So the body parts is just all of the body parts for the player. Or no, yeah, this is the capability for the player. The left leg should be destroyed. It's not set, but it's set to healthy. So it means that the setting of the stage isn't actually working correctly, which is a little unfortunate. So set damage stage. This just grabs the body parts, or of the body parts of the player, because this is inside of a capability. So this means it's the player's information. Which, hold on, is it initializing to? This should only initialize if it doesn't exist, which I'm pretty sure it does exist. Let me run this real quick. Let's see. If it's like the first aid mod, I encourage you to keep the vanilla health bar as an overall damage endurance that will allow 2 different playstyles for fight. Go for the killer, or just damage. So I'm gonna keep. So it's not like first aid in that you taking damage hurts different body parts. It's more so that the quirks themselves can damage your body parts or store information inside of the body parts. So like decay is a good example. If you're using your decay, your hand would slowly get damaged and your arm would slowly get damaged over time, and then eventually it would crumble away. So it's not when a player hits you that it's going to hurt a specific body part like that. It's mostly going to be for quirks, to damage you just by using them. Now, that doesn't mean I won't add in the future, maybe adding in some way to damage body parts. But the problem with that is it would kind of drastically change the gameplay, because you could just completely disable someone's quirk if you cut their arm off, which is true, but I don't know. It would be something I would think about for sure. Have an option to kill or not kill. I've also heard of suggestions of making a non-kill option, which maybe I can do. You get it now. It'll be more like the effective one for all and yes, but it's a lot. It's expanding it to every quirk, so not just the one for all thing. What was I doing? It should be like fatal damage for disabling quirks early. I don't know what you mean. What do I use obsidian for? Note taking, of course. I use it for planning stuff and just notes. All right, so we have decided that, or we have discovered that this capability isn't actually working 100% correct. Because for whatever reason, it's not setting the damage state here. However, what is very strange is that the damage state is actually set, because we can see it inside of the damage. Also, the fact that it actually breaks the body parts is showing that it is setting damage. So I don't know why getting this doesn't. It could be that this player is not the actual player. It could be a different copy, but we saw that it is the player. So writing on a large piece of obsidian like a caveman writing on a stone. No, it's more I have it open and then just copy paste things in. Hello, TVR Mako, how are you? So this capability is working to an extent because it actually checks. Like it's actually, if we do /body debug, we know that the body part is destroyed here and here. So it is correctly doing that, and it is correctly being accessed by the body status thing, the body status helper, which is here, because we check inside of the power, we're using the condition body damage, and that condition is using the helper. So if I go to conditions and go to What? Where's my condition at? Is it missing? Huh? Where's it at? Happen once condition. We don't use that one. What? Where's it at? My condition is gone. How is it working? Huh? What? What? So the condition is missing. But yet I'm still using the condition up here. And it is in fact registered as a condition inside of the documentation. Body damage, it's right here, and it has all of this stuff. What? Where did it go? This doesn't make any sense. Where did I literally just delete it on accident? Hold on. No. It's not here. It's literally not here. Those are just all of the files. History? Did I change it? Huh? This is so strange. Okay, so that is not good. The condition for that checks the palladium condition is just missing. But we're somehow wait. It's back. What? Okay, am I going crazy? This wasn't here, right? This wasn't here. Where did it come from? I am so confused. This was gone. It was gone, right? Yes, because it was. You can't be. I'm not gaslighting myself because this failed. This was red. It's a code ghost. I'm being haunted. That is crazy that it just disappeared and then just decided to come back eventually. Okay, that's so strange. Okay, well, it's here now. Anyway, this condition checks the body status helper. It grabs the damage stage from the player and whatever the part is. And it returns if it matches, basically. I wish my stuff came back. I've only ever had it disappear. Yeah, that's so strange. I mean, it's all backed up with GitHub, but still. But yeah, we're using the body status helper to get the damage stage. So theoretically, this is the same exact method as we're using for here inside of the animation registry. We're using isPartDestroyed from the body status, which is just up here or down here. isPartDestroyed. And so the difference here, this one uses, it grabs body part from the name, and we do get body status, and then check isPartDestroyed. Up here for the get damage stage, we do get body status dot get damage stage. So they're the exact same thing. If we go in here, this is just the interface, and it literally returns the get stage. The is destroyed. It grabs the damage stage, so it literally calls this same method here, get damage stage, get stage, returns that, and then it comes down here and says, does it equal damage stage dot destroyed? Which it should. They're the same thing. I just don't understand. Why is it not the same thing? We could... The only thing that might be is that the player is not synced. Or this is a different player, maybe. There's always a reason for why it does what it does. You just have to find it. It's in here somewhere. My guess is this player is a fake player. But it's a local player. And does my capability get stored in here so I can see it? There's so much stuff in here. Uh-oh, gotta sneeze. Okay, don't worry. I didn't sneeze into the microphone. Let's see. I wish I could... Can I search this, actually? Control F? I can. Let's do body stat... Oh, well, it's not stored there. Is stamina stored here? No. So the player is not linked. That it's just passing them in. But this is the real player. Thank you, thank you. And we grab the body part, which is fine. We do that. It's perfectly normal. And we just check if the body is destroyed. If the player body status... Let me go into this one. Step into here. Here we go. So this is getting the capability of the local player dev, which should be right. And I don't think it's going to throw an issue. So if we do this... Oh, wait. Is it throwing an issue? Or was it just scanning it? Hold on. Is this the right... Where's my debug terminal? There. Can't keep up. Is this server overloaded? Step. So it's not a problem. Okay. Most of my bugs come from me misspelling something stupid. Yeah. That's very, very true. Get damage state. Step into. Body parts. Again, the body parts is 10. We're checking if the left leg is destroyed. It's healthy. It shouldn't be healthy. Unless... Okay, hold on. Let's continue. Continue. Just continue until the world loads. Which it's loading. So now if we step into this, maybe it'll tell us that the body parts is destroyed. Maybe now it's loaded? Left leg value. Healthy. Why is it still healthy? It says the damage is 0 on the left leg. Yeah, well, so it also says it's healthy on the left leg. So what seems to be happening is that there's two different instances of the body parts. We need to see where the capabilities are. Hold on, let's go to this. Here we go. This capability array should have only one capability in it. Oh yes, a bunch of useless bytes. Or, wait, is it saved in here or is it saved somewhere else? Oh, it's saved in here, I think. Nope, just kidding. I'm gonna overtake you again in the next XP cycle. Let's see. Capability. Invalidate. So yeah, the problem is that the capability doesn't seem to be attached because it's grabbing the correct data when I run the commands, but it's not when I use this player. So I'm thinking maybe it's this. Builder.getPlayer. Maybe it's this problem. So if I do, because this is a local player and I think I need a server player. But that shouldn't make a difference though. That shouldn't make a difference. I don't know. Get body status. Player.get capability. Body status capability provider. Or else throw. I guess, was this throwing an error? I don't think it was, because we would have seen it. Runtime body status capability not found. I don't think I saw that error anywhere. Now, body status. Yeah, so this error is not running. So it's finding the capability, but the problem is the capability is it's not initialized. It's just the default values. This is so dumb. I hate this. I hate capabilities. I really do. What if I did builder.get? See, that doesn't even... builder.get player. I don't know, guys. Anyone who knows what they're doing in the chat? You got any advice? I could use it. Yeah, the code is just not working as intended is all. If we could do client side. Builder.getPlayer. Nope, that's what I'm doing there. Apparently there's only... Okay, so maybe it's not synced between the server player and the local player for some reason, but I don't know what's happening. I just came back. Wow, you're supposed to be a big help, Shiv, but clearly you deserve that number 2 spot if you can't help me figure this out. I'm just kidding. Let's make him bigger. Let's make him have... He's angry. He's got the angry eyebrows because he's mad that this code isn't working. So I think what the potential issue is, I have a capability that's linked to the server. The server has this capability, but the problem is that this is a client script. And so it is grabbing a client or local player here, and I guess the local player doesn't have the same capability as the server player. So there's 2 instances, and I think they're out of sync here, which is really, really dumb. It's so dumb. We could try to do... Okay, here, let's try this. Let's verify that. Which I think I already have, but we're going to verify it anyway. I go to the body status helper, and inside of the get damage stage, is that what I call? Is part destroyed. Here we go. We're going to do this. If player instance of local player, then we do import class, and we'll just say bandits quirklib.logger .info, and we say the player is a server or is a local player, and we do if player instance of server player, also import that. We say the same exact thing. Then what we can do is change this to server. Then what we can do is actually print out the data. So if we do And I think if I do local like that, then I can access it. So if I do local, no, we want to do get body status local dot is part destroyed part. I'm gonna put this up here. And this one, we'll just do this, serve, and we're going to copy paste this, put this guy here, this guy here. What? Make is part destroyed, return string. No. It's returning true or false. Is that why it's mad? Dot to string. You annoy me. We'll just do this. There. Do the same thing for this. Boop, boop, and parentheses. So what we're doing here is we're going to check to see if the player we pass in to this method, we're going to try to see if they're a local player or if they're a server player. And if they are a, or depending on which one they are, we're just going to spit out the information for that specific player. This will tell us if there's a syncing issue. And so hopefully that'll clear it up. I don't know how to fix the syncing issue, except maybe casting them to a server player beforehand. I know Cube.js has a system for checking limbs and such. Does your system do it the same way, or is it separate? It is separate. So I have more control over it. Because I wanted to be able to stick data inside of it. Inside of each body part individually, so I needed to have custom code for that. Also, I wanted to make just full control. Also, it's fun. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right, so this is going to pop out like a billion times. Player is a local player. See that? See that? Oop, see that? Player is a local player. I think that's the problem. So if we cast this to a server player... So we just do this. We'll comment this out. We'll do server player. And I don't know how to cast it, but we're going to just attempt. Server player equals player dot or can I just cast it? Maybe server player? Player. Is that gonna... I don't think that's gonna work. One thing you can do is just have the animation activate whenever the animation timer ability activates and not specifically the state of the legs, and instead have it always be active. What do you mean by that? Are you saying so you're saying instead of checking if the legs are destroyed here, just check if the animation, just check whenever the animation timer ability activates. Well, but that's doing the same thing though. I mean, that's just the same, that's the same process. It's just in two different sections, right? Because I would have to put in the two body checks. So what he's saying is pull out the body status here. So that it is, so basically don't rely on body status because this is a client script, and have it inside of the power where it would be a server player. The only thing is I just need to make sure that this isn't gonna cause a problem though. with other things, because if this has to be a server player, I need to make sure that that is the case, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do that, but your option is also valid. I just need to make sure that it's not going to interfere. Let's see. Yeah, because I cast this to a server player all the time. Or not cast it, but I just grab a server player. Get player or exception. Server, get player score. Because this is when I'm calling commands and getting the server player. And we load all the persistent data from a server player. So I don't think this is going to work here. I'm actually going to ask. Continue with Google. Log me in. Okay, we're going to ask Claude here, okay? We're just going to ask him if there's a way to convert a local player to a server player easily in Minecraft Forge 1.20.1 modding. Or does that not work because the local player has different data? You can use a condition to activate the animation timer and remove that part with a check. That's usually how I do it. So we'll see. You can't directly convert a local player to a server player because they represent. So that doesn't mean anything. But yeah, this basically summarizes exactly what I was saying. Local player is only on the client side, and server player is obviously on the server. So when you're doing things where you need to keep track of data that's important, aka body damage or stamina or anything, you want to store that all in a server player because that means no one can. If it's on the server, that means that someone can't essentially cheat it and switch their local data somehow and then say that they have infinite stamina or infinite or no damage ever on their stuff. But yeah, this is sending custom packets. Okay, so yeah, we're not doing this. We're just gonna have to go with what Riot suggests, and instead of checking the body status here, we check if the ability is activated. And if it is activated, we simply fire off the progress. So this guy. So these commands can be used, just not in a client script. And a client script is anything that's inside of the assets. That's a client. If it's inside of data, it's a server script. And that's fine to use, but not in here, unfortunately, which is really dumb. All right, so we're going to delete these and delete this. And what we need to do is check if the so Riot, are you saying to check use the superhero or superpower utility here in the cube.js script to check if the ability is enabled, or are you saying in here check it inside of the actual power? You don't even have to do anything extra in the animation since the animation won't play if progress is at 0. Well, but so let's see. Boop, boop. Just use the condition on the animation timer. So this guy here, you mean? No legs animation. This here? Boop, 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 boop. But this still runs though, doesn't it? See, I thought this was still running in the background. I think that's my whole thing was trying to stop it from running. Maybe I'm running. Let's do console.log. Running. Ba, 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 boop. Because we already have, it's based on the ability enabled for having both legs destroyed, and both legs destroyed is based on the left leg and right leg destroyed. So we're gonna see if this works. Because I think maybe I wanted to get rid of the condition check. I don't remember what I was trying to do. Let's just see if that's enough. Wait, maybe he's going to get ready to change to not angry. See, it's still calling it a lot. It's calling the shrinking a lot. Shiv, that was exactly what I tried to do, basically, but it doesn't work like that. So this is if the progress is greater than 0. So we need to do if progress is greater than 0 and progress is less than. Because we want it to stop. So if the animation timer is max value is 20. So if we say if the progress is greater than 0, and we'll short circuit it to progress is less than 20. So this will do a short circuit, which in coding is, it means that these two checks, this one, if this one fails, meaning progress is equal to 20, which is its max value here, it's supposed to go to 20. If this fails, it's not going to check everything else here. So we want to put this bigger check here because this is the one that's going to be true most of the time. If the legs are broken. So you can always add this too, and it will only work if the ability is enabled. If ability is enabled, get player, yeah. Well, so it should already do that. Console.log. We'll put this running back in. Running up that hill. Guys, did you see the Stranger Things season 5 trailer? He can move to happy, I think, because he's not mad anymore. What even decides the scoreboard thing? What scoreboard thing? There are no scoreboards here. You mean the progress? Oh, you're talking about that scoreboard. But it's time watched, it's messages sent. Mostly just messages sent. Okay, this should be enough, hopefully. No, it's still attempting to shrink all the time. What's the progress going to? It's running all the time. Whoa. But at least it shrunk us down. So why is this? What is this? Progress. Let's put in. Can I just do plus progress? Hopefully it doesn't get mad at me. But Riot, the reason I don't want to check if the ability is enabled, because that would be checking it twice, because this should theoretically only run when this ability is enabled, right? Theoretically, if not, then I'll have to add the check. I'm just trying to make the checks as least as possible. But those checks, I believe, don't cause any large lag, so performance utilization is not a big deal. I guess that's true because you're using the ability util. Just crashed. Oh, probably because this. You can't do that. You know what? Fine. I think it's this. Is it? It's backticks, I think, for the actual variable. Progress. I think that's correct. So I use it here. Console. Control Shift F. Console.log. Yep, it's a backtick. So that should do it. Let me do it for you. That way it's always checking the progress, and if you add the ability to enable check, it only checks the progress when the ability is enabled. Yeah, that was the second thing I was going to check, it if it's always checking it even when it's turned off. Which I think it was, which was why I was trying to do the other thing. Oh, see? Attempting to shrink 1. So why? Body, dev, heal, all. Okay, so it doesn't run the progress because the progress is 0. So if I do /body dev break set damage left underscore leg to 100, boop, and then set the right leg to 100. We should shrink down. Oh, progress only goes to 1. Oh, it's a percentage. So we just change this to 1. Boop. There. This should fix it. So in terms of performance, so Riot suggested using ability util dot is enabled. So we're using the animation. Goes from 1 to 0 only. 0 when disabled, 1 when enabled. And your 20 looking at just decides. So it's not necessarily 0 to 1. Yeah, the progress is literally a percentage progress. So 0% to 1% and of the start and max value. So now if I check, this is going to work fine because now it's still pulling the get animation timer ability, but this is from the animation util, so it's still a Java run. There we go. So now it's, wait, but why don't you flatten? You know, why? Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me? Dev heal all. Okay, so it's still running in the background, but at least it's not running, it's not trying to move the thing. Which would mean that this is the better one to have in the front. And I just gotta look on that keyboard because I don't know where the keys are. So this is running. Use it with the progress. What do you mean? I am using it with the progress. Body dev set damage left leg. I should just make a command block so I don't have to keep typing this. Oops. Set it to 100. Set the right leg. Okay, so what? What is your problem? Why did it do that? It got to 100 and then it stopped. I just had looked like you were about to remove progress for a second. Oh, no. I was just moving it around. Fix one thing, break another. Yeah, so apparently the animation does not... Oops, punched a B. It's doing less than? It's not... It's doing less than and not less than or equal to, I believe. What do you mean? It should be less than. Because if it's 1... Or maybe animation is disabling once it reaches 1. Yeah, but that should be fine. Because it should be finished animating, so it shouldn't undo it. This animation stuff is so annoying. This wasn't even the main part. No, because if it deactivates, it stops the animation and resets you to normal. That's dumb. Let's see if this worked then. They do that if you want to prevent the player from getting stuck in an animation. Oh, because that's exactly what we're doing. You're getting stuck in an animation now. How long is the stream going to be? I don't know. So, okay, so it's still running. The animation. It sort of did, but it's still running this. So I don't know if there's a way to stop the animation. Because right now, progress is 1, right? Or wait, you're saying... Oh, wait, hold on. No, because this is going to... So progress is currently 1. It's still animating over and over and over again. Let's see. Line of code where setY is constantly setting it, and if it isn't running, it sets it back. So progress is automatically trying to head back to 0, is what you're saying? So there's a counter somewhere else that's, or the animation util is reversing the progress variable essentially, right? And then this increases it. That's dumb. So, I mean, I could just check. Do we think it's better to have this running, this thing running all of the time? Do we think that's the best solution? Or should I put in a... if there's nothing acting on the body, it sets it back. Otherwise, it may interfere with other animations. How much strain does it generate? See, that's something we'd have to check. I could put in the Spark profiler and just see what it does. Because I have like 40 of these animation checks in my add-on pack and it doesn't cause any external lag. Well, but have you tested it in a multiplayer situation? Because the lag is never noticeable when there's only one. It's when there's multiple people on that it starts to bog down. I have UEAJ. I don't know what that means. Stop, you're filling up my log. I have a server of a few friends and of mine, and it's never too bad. Okay, well, I'll keep it for now. I will keep it for now. Let me... I think this has to go back to a progress of less than 1. Or no, less than or equal to 1, actually. Is the move. Or no, it's just progress is greater than 0. So I'm going to do that. All right, well, get rid of the logs. The console logs do take up space, by the way. Or do take up lag, cause lag. Let's run this one last time, verify that it works, and if it does, we'll just go with that for now and hope we don't cause any lag. You meant yeah, but suck at spelling? Oh, you're just a little... I was looking at my keyboard. You're just a little off. Any lag, though, is usually from mods like Teramity and not my add-on. Well, I don't know what your add-on's doing, though, by the way. We'll have to take a look. Maybe we can take a look at it after this and verify that the animation goes up and down. Hello, Corey. How are you? Okay, short little guy, body dev, heal. Still getting used to this command. And then fixes myself. And we do set damage for left leg, 100. Set damage right leg, 100. And we fall to the ground. Ah, my legs, I can't feel my legs. And then we heal the legs and we go back to normal. All right, good enough. We'll say that's fine. That was just the animation too. There's so much other stuff I have to import, but let's add it to the GitHub so that I don't lose anything. Look at all these changes, all these files. Let's see, we need all of the, this is the registry, the leg, all these go. Main arm broken dash copy. Which one is which? Why are there two? Why are there two main arms? Why do I have two of them? Main arm. Assets, textures, models. So this one versus this one. I think, I don't know, but I don't think this one's used. We can do a Control-Shift-F and go main underscore arm underscore broken. And we can see we only use one of them. In fact, this one doesn't even use... Is that a render layer that's the copy, or is it the texture that's the copy? It's a texture, so we don't even use the texture. Okay, well, we're not adding this to the GitHub. We're not adding it. It doesn't count. Main... Wait, where's the copy? Here's the main arm copy. Main arm, off arm, off arm. Off arm copy? Why is there copies of everything? Don't upload the copies. Or wait, are the copies the real one? This is more violent, so I guess it's that one. Then we have the player event handler in this one. All right, pushing textures and animations. Commit. These two, I think, are going to get deleted. All right. So what did that do? All that did was we got rid of this, so we can delete this whole file. This one can go. Delete. Wait, let me make sure I'm in the correct branch. Yeah, okay. Body status rework. So this one now is gone. We don't have this power inside the main mod anymore. We don't have any of these models inside of the main thing anymore. So this one, 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 and this one. We delete these. We got rid of the animation, so we can delete that up here, this body animation. We'll add most likely animations in the future, and they'll go there. Body condition. So this is, I guess it's body status. But this is for checking to see if a power is going to be disabled based on the body parts missing. So for example, the one thing I have in here is decay. And so decay is only going to function if both arms, or is not going to function if both arms are destroyed. So what this one does is it goes through and checks to see if the power here, it pulls out all of the abilities that are inside of this array. So for example, if you pass it in decay, it's going to pull out both arms destroyed. And then we go through here and we check and see if each one of the abilities that were in this list, so only one, we check to see if they're enabled. And if they are, or if any of them are enabled, then we want to say that this condition is false because the decay, or because the power shouldn't function if it requires both arms and both arms destroyed is active, it should turn it off. So we need to recreate this condition. And let's see, where do I use it at? I think I use it in only one space. I think body status. I use body status everywhere. In fact, I use body status all over the place. So that's another thing we need to do. But here, decay. So we have this condition, body status, and it's essentially saying, is this good to go? So we're going to have to change this and add a cube.js thing that essentially just registers the, where did that go? Why does this, I hate that this closes the ones that I'm looking at. But pretty much I need a way to register, for developers to register, why are you sending all caps messages? Or lots of long text. You can do all caps, just don't use so much long text, okay? But we need a way to register this guy, this sort of map, and tell them what powers are activated, or what body parts are needed for each power. But the question is, do I want to do it like that? Because if I do it like that, then someone would have to go. Okay, you don't have to. You can just calm down there a little bit. You finger-licking golden chicken created in Great Britain. Okay, do it again. Do it again, and I'm gonna have to mute you. Don't do it again, please. Don't do it. This one doesn't count. Don't do it again. Don't do it. Do we think they're gonna do it? Oops. Boop. Ah! Come back, chat. Boop. You don't catch my vibes. No, I get your vibes. Your vibes are just a little loud is all. Okay. So I don't know if I want to have the people put in this condition every time they want to unlock a power or not. Because that would kind of be annoying if you have to go through and place them. Also, I have this power enabled one, which I'm not really... That's different. Ooh, what I could have is power enabled... I could have a single power enabled condition that you put on every single one, and this condition just checks 1 if your power is enabled, but 2 if you have all the body parts for it. I don't know. I don't know what the best option to go for that one is, but in the meantime, let's just do this. Let's go through and change all of these mine.ha body status to, not that one, but these ones over here. We need to change them so they're actually using the new body status. So this is a mob effect. So this one here is for... we gotta change this. So this is for mobs. So if a mob gets attacked with the decay thing, it gives them the power of body status, or the body status power, and then that's how I can make zombies' arms fall off. It only works with zombies, though. It doesn't work for anyone else. Let's see. So that was that one. I should actually search for mine.ha underscore body status. Wait, no. It's : body underscore status. There's only a couple of them. This one, this power leap ability doesn't really work. But we're just going to do this. BQL ability is enabled, right leg destroyed. We could actually change this one to the BQL or to the helper, which we might actually do. So we're seeing if the right leg is not destroyed. So an alternative to that is going to be if we use the B or the body status. I already forgot if it's body status or if it's body other thing. Let me look. Body status, and what do I register it as? Body status help. Wait. I think it's just body status. Where's this? There it is. Ah, yeah, just body status. So we do body status dot, and we need to do is destroyed. So that same function that we just spent forever figuring out why it didn't work, this one should work because it's inside of the server section. So we check if the part's destroyed, we pass in the entity, and we say the right leg. This should be equivalent to this, except we need to put the not there. If not, and do I actually, oh, there's one too many of these things. So I actually need to do that because here we're doing scoreboard. We're just adding damage to them. So we don't want to do this command anymore because we're not using a scoreboard. Instead, we need to actually damage them using the body status. So we do body status dot. It really wants me to use damage part, but I don't think damage part is real. I think it's add damage. We got to give the player the part name and the amounts. So we're just going to do add damage, player, the part name, just going to be right leg, and leg damage. Like that. And that should be a, is that leg damage can be a float? Close enough, it's an integer. Oh, all these messages I wasn't reading. You're talking about XP. Can't wait to become a slug if I use one for all at 100%. Yeah. Just destroy all your hands. How much have you progressed so far in the, is the animation thing fixed? Yeah, just fix the animation thing. With help of Riot, giving lots of good advice. I think I need to change this function here because if I zoom out a little bit, boop. What this file is for is the, I believe it's, what is this for? Is this for decay? Oh, this is the power leap. This is the jumping. Guys, look at how over complicated this power stock jump code is. And guess what? It doesn't have to be. Because I messaged some other person who's done this before. This is so complicated because I was trying to get it so that basically I was trying to apply movement to the player, right? Because it's the power leap. So this is the one where you charge up and then launch into the air. I was trying to just add movement to the player, but it turns out with Cube.js, you can't add movement to players specifically unless you use custom network packets. So I came up with this solution, and you have seen the solution in the video, and it's not even good. It doesn't work very well. It just kind of launches you in the air. But all this gets replaced with like 10 lines of code with the new the new what's it called? The new network packet stuff. So I'm just gonna ignore this because I got to rewrite power stack anyway. Let's see. Add superpower. So this adds in the body status power, which we don't need to do that. So we're gonna delete this. Stockpile percentage. These are all the fancy menu variables. Unfortunately, have to keep them. These event deaths. Okay, so we need to have the player death. We need to have it reset all of the damage. Okay, so that's something we can do real quick. We go here. I have a player event handler, and I'm just gonna. Oh, I should have kept that open actually. Oh well. We have on player logout, on player login, and here is on player death. It was commented out because I didn't have anything to use before, but if the thing is a player, and this should be the server player, actually. Should I cast it to server player? I think I'm going to cast it to server player. Hopefully it can cast to that. But basically we need to do body help status helper dot set damage for the player, and it's just going to be the limb. So this is going to be head, and set it to 0 damage. I'm going to test this real quick before I copy and paste it 5 times, and hopefully it will work. We're going to set our damage pretty high, then we're just going to /kill ourselves and see if it resets it correctly. It should. But the other thing should have also worked first try. Oh, wasn't paying attention on my phone. Scamming. Okay. Slash. Wait. We'll make this full screen. Time set day. Then we do body dev set damage head 100. My head is currently broken. So if I do body dev debug, we can see the head has 100% and it's destroyed. It did make a popping sound, but my head is still here, so it's fine. What we need to do is first, let's leave the game and come back to make sure that the damage is persistent, which it should be. Slash body dev debug. It is persistent, but is it persistent through this? No, it does not work. Why did it crash? That makes no sense. Scrolling through. Just got to go to the top of the error here. Body status capability not found. I just remembered. We can't do this because it that death event doesn't actually work. Actually, well, let me bring it back. Woo. Bring it back. Just get rid of everything inside of it. The reason we can't use the death event is because of the capability has some custom logic in it. So we have to come here to this capability handler and on player join or on player clone. So this is what happens, or this gets called whenever a player joins in to the game, or no, when they die, when they join in, when they switch dimensions. So we want to check if the event was a death, which we already do. Essentially what you have to do is revive the player, specifically all of their capabilities, because you do this so that you can copy all of the old capabilities into the new body. It's kind of dumb, but that's just something that we have to do. You could always use a cube.js file to file in your data to run the command upon death. Yes, I know. The problem is I don't want to use that command because commands have overhead, but also I'm just doing it here so I can, or I'm already doing it here, so I might as well just add it in. So for example, the stamina, is this capability handler? In here, whenever you die for stamina, I set your stamina, I divide your current stamina in half and then reset your exhaustion and your hurrah stuff. So we need to do the same thing for this body status. So right now this just copies everything and sticks it into that. But what we need to do is do new body status dot set damage for the actually it's body part dot head, and we set this to 0. So we're basically keeping all of the damage, or deserializing all of the data that's stored. So this is going to be the damage, but it's also going to be all of the custom statuses. But then what I need to do is just copy this a bunch of time for every body part and reset them all. So head, chest, left arm, right arm, left leg, right leg, left foot, right foot, right hand, left hand. All right, that should just reset all of them to 0. So we'll run this, and that should work perfectly fine. But yeah, because I'm using capabilities, I can't really use the cube.js, or the cube.js isn't as reliable to making sure, especially on death events, or mostly on death events is what I'm talking about, because it won't update. It'll try to update the capability, but it won't exist because of the stupid Forge implementation. But okay, so that still crashes, but I bet it's because it lost the capability. So we're gonna try a new world. Have I been streaming for 3 hours yet? How long has it been? Anyone know? Actually, you should know if you're watching, because you can see on the bottom. Delete this world because it's corrupted, I think. Let's try a new one. Boop. Oh, only 2 hours and 2.5 hours. I feel like it's like 4 hours. Body. Dev set damage head 100. Slash body dev debug. We're at 100 damage. If I /kill. This one shouldn't crash it. It does not. And now when we respawn, 0. Also there, our stamina got updated. So let me set this to 100. And let me log out and make sure that I didn't mess up the deserialization of that. /body dev debug 100, so it doesn't do that. Let's go to the end. Set bot this end portal and make sure that it doesn't. Okay, so it saves through all of that stuff, which is great. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh my gosh, we beat the game. All right, that's good. Boop, boop, boop. So let me commit that. Look at all these X's. Deleted so much stuff in there. Just committing this guy and this guy. Added death a heal, basically. Save. Push to origin. Now, this would technically reset players who have or who are supposed to have broken limbs all the time. So, for example, what is a quirk that you would have no limb? I actually don't know. But if there was a quirk that you were supposed to have, it was like a mutant quirk where you're supposed to not have a limb to it. This would interfere with that. However, that would be where we would use what Riot was talking about, using a Cube.js event to just reapply the damage, or even sticking it inside of a first tick command on a ability, and then it would fix that issue. Let's see. Okay, so we're going back into here. We can now get rid of all of these scoreboards. Oh, fingers. I forgot about fingers. Fingers is basically hand, though, right? No, not having extra limbs, but just having no limb. Yeah, if there was like a quirk that for some reason you didn't have a right arm because of the quirk, I don't know why. But you could just force it. Anyway, so we can delete these guys. Boop. No more reliance on those scoreboards. Power leap we'll have to fix later. This condition. For now, I can just edit this condition to... Wait, why? Where's the... Oh, there it is. I'll just edit this condition so it uses it correctly. Ability is enabled part. So we'll just do this. There, that's basically the same thing. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that for now. I'll have to edit it later, but this is just for decay. So in my to-do list, I need to put in that I need obsidian. To do. Need to make power disabling an easier task via a custom condition. Okay. That's all the body status stuff. Let's look at the mineha.body status. So here we have a whole bunch of scoreboards, and these scoreboards are what I was using to track the damage. So now we don't want to do that anymore because scoreboards are slow, but also command running like this is annoying. And this is for an overuse effect, which basically just applies damage to the entire body. So this is for full cowling, actually. So whenever you use full cowling, more than the percent that you can handle, it hurts every single part of your body, just like this. So you basically need to replace all of these with the body status dot add damage, and just like it's suggesting, we need to add all these. So we're going to do chest. And come to think of it, it might be easier to just have a damage all function. And became full cyborg. What happens then? Well, then you'd be super cool. I do plan on adding some sort of cyborg stuff. Like prosthetic limbs that you can use. What do you think? Should I do a add damage command, one for each body part, or should I just have a damage all? Do you think a damage all command function would be useful to have? What do you guys think? Because I could add it. It wouldn't be too difficult. Body status. Nope, not this. I think we can close this one, 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 this one. Add damage. Then we can, I'll just add it. Public static void damage all. Player string body part. Oh no, we don't need that. And one for all users should be able to become a cyborg, so they can keep going after blowing everything off. That's a good idea, maybe. And you can't regenerate limbs, you gotta recreate them in a lab. Yeah. Float amount. Basically, this one is just going to loop through everything. Oops. Loop through every body part that we have, and illegal argument exception E. Zoop, zoop, zoop. This one is just gonna be. Actually, it's not. I don't know. We'll just do exception because I don't know what exceptions would be called here. So we'll just do E. Oops. E. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, Christoph. All right. So we need to do get body status of the player. And I think we simply do dot add damage. So we would need to have an add damage or a damage all function inside of get body, inside of this thing. This capability provider. No, not the capability provider. This capability? Yes. Adding a damage all. Or do I just call, I mean, I could just call, no, okay, we're doing this. At override, public void, damage all, float amount. And then we do body parts dot for each. I think it's like this. Part. Is this how you do an is this how you do an inline for each? I don't remember. Body part, body status date. I think so. So then we do body status. I think it's just body part, because this gets a body status data. So we would do body status data dot add damage float amount, like this. All right, and this is mad because our interface doesn't have a damage all. So we have to come here and go into add damage. We'll just put it here, void damage all float amount. And now it's good, happy here. And then inside of the body status helper, I can come down to damage all, and we just literally do damage all and pass in the amount. And so now they can use this elsewhere. It's not used, but That's fine. So we do dot damage all. Entity level +1. And assuming this works, we can get rid of these 7 scoreboard checks and replace it with 1. 1 line of code. See, isn't that great? It's just fantastic. Power Leap also uses these, but I'm just going to ignore Power Leap for now because, again, I have to redo it. Or wait, no, maybe I just switch it and stop whining about it. Oh, I do already switch it. I added it here. So we just have to do this. Scoreboard add leg damage. Nope, don't need that. This adds in the left leg damage. So we do this, oops, this, and this changes to left leg. Basically, this is just a random, what ability is this for? I think this is, oh, this is still Power Leap. So it's choosing one of your legs to destroy. It randomly blows up one of your legs. Let's see, have you played Slay the Spire? No, I have not. If you finish this add-on completely, are you going to make it public so anyone can download it? Yes. I don't know 100% what you mean. You mean like the source code? Because yes, the source code is going to be on GitHub. Or it is on GitHub, but it's not public yet. All right, thanks for your help, Riot Gnome. I really appreciate it. We do all the quirks, just the most popular, something in between. I'll try to do as many as I can, but the idea is that people, if I don't have a quirk, people can just make it themselves, because it's going to be pretty easy to combine it. So, yeah. So this is if left leg is destroyed. So we replace this with body status. Yep, it was left leg, and then I hope there are a lot of add-ons. We'll see. Because I'll add in a bunch of, like, I'll have in a bunch of quirks. Why is this all the way over here? Boop. I'll have in a lot of quirks. It's just for probably quirks that aren't exactly like useful that they could do, or like custom powers. Like, oh, I want to be Sung Jin Woo from Solo Leveling. That would be a good add-on that someone would make. Will there be weapons? Yes, there'll be a few weapons and gadgets and whatnot. Gadgets and gizmos aplenty. This blows up the main arm. We're gonna have to do or change it to do main arm instead of right arm, but let's see. This is also damages the main arm. Arm damage. Oh no, right arm. You know, no one just said anything. I just totally have in a big typo. Leg damage. This is supposed to be arm damage. No one told me. I'm gonna hop out. See you later, Christoph. About an explosion quirk like the guy from JJJ would be cool. Big scarf for a Spider-Man. I've seen avatar customization in a few mods, and they all good. Will you add it? Maybe. I don't know yet. Gotta go back to scoreboard. What was the name? Oh, no, it was mineha.body status. This gets the scoreboard name. What is this for? Is this for auto healing? No. Create here, remove all. MineHA body status. This just gives you the status. Wait. Oh, this is the old command I used to set the status of the thing. So we can delete this. As well as this. I don't think I need it anymore. Yeah, I think I can delete this thing. Do 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 do. There we go. Then we have a few more, and this is just in the server events loaded, which is creating these scoreboards. We don't need to do that anymore because we don't use scoreboards. And just like that, the body system allegedly is set up to work fully. Now, there's probably other places where it's not going to work. That works, that's going to work, that's going to work, that is, and that is. So all of these should work. It's going to have an issue with the condition, the body condition, which is right here. But actually no, because I switched it. So this is still gonna work. Okay, so everything should work with this new system. I can delete these render layers. Left leg, delete. Why do you scroll to the top? That is horrible. Main arm, off arm, right leg, delete. The render layers are gone. Dynamic textures, trails, particle textures, models. That's good. Render layers. Okay, I think everything's deleted and out of the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this, and we're going to try to combine it with the add-on to make sure everything's working. In total, this went by a lot faster than the stamina system did. Because the stamina system, I had to figure out how to use the capabilities. And capabilities are very confusing, especially at the start. But now, though, it should be good to go. We're going to verify it. I think quirks like invisibility for the beginning there shouldn't be a toggle. Yeah. Invisibility won't be a toggle. Ever. You'll just be stuck invisible forever. All right, open folder, mods. I'm just moving the library mod into my Modrent instance and then hitting play. All right, time to see if it runs. Yeah, there's toggles for smokescreen, aura, the passive aura. That gives you that dodge ability. Yes, let's hope it works. Single player. We're going to create a new world because I don't trust the old one. Let's see. Keep dancing, Toothless. You got this. You got this. You got this. Do, 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 do. He's going across the screen. He's going across the screen. He's going across the screen. Whoop. Okay, it loaded. Let's see. He's coming right for us. All right, /superpower add. We have base quirk evolved, body status, test power, creation decay, this one. Is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's so sad that I've been working on this forever, and I only have 5 quirks, and 2 of which don't even do anything, or it's not good. 3 of them actually need to be edited. 4 of them do. All of them need to be edited. Really, there's only one finished one, and that's smokescreen. Let's do superpower add decay. Then we'd use my new BQL command. Set upgrade points 100. Now let's get to decaying. And and oh, that unlocks decay rot, which it shouldn't do. Oopsies. That's a bug. Let me put that in my bug list. To do. Bug list, decay, upgrade of basic control ruins counts as decay rot. Rot. My quirk factor isn't very high, so it's not going very far. I just love the decaying. It's so fun. Oh, wait. We got to decay until my arm falls off. And poof. Oh. Hello. Uh-oh. I do believe my arm is supposed to be falling off here. Let's see here. Boop. Decay. Decay. Rot. No, it's not rot. It's decay side effects. Oh, it's because it's running this command, this -ha break command. Arm simply denied falling off. Yes, it did. No. Okay, so the problem is I forgot there was a command that that controlled whether or not my arm fell off. So we have to change this to BQL. And what's the command going to be? It's going to be /BQL, my name, set. No, it's not. It's body. /body, my name, set, damage, right arm, 100. This is the command. So replace this. Instead of this, do @s. And this is the same thing except for the left arm. Right now, there's going to have to be no concept of main and off arm, unfortunately. But that breaks that. Is there a -ha underscore body status? Yes. This one runs the body status command, which we can't have anymore. We need to set the... If I set the body this debug, if I do /body my name set status, oh, there's no way. We have to set the damage like this. I don't have a way to set it to a damage state. I need to add that to the to-do list. Need to be able to set the body part to a damage state, making the damage match. whatever it is. So for now, we'll have to do body set damage, right arm 100, just like the other one here. This is main arm. It sets it to broken, which is not destroyed, actually. So 80 or 79? Which one's broken? I already forgot. There's my constants up here. This is fine, this is sprained, this is broken. So 80% is broken. So set it to 80. Change this to at S. And change these two to 80, 80. Left arm, right leg, left leg. Okay, and then that's not used anymore. Okay, there we go. If we slash reload, we should be good to go. So let me do rot. Let me go somewhere to rot. Just love rotting. Oh, I think that was supposed to do something. Oh wait, no, it wasn't enough. All right, so once we get this to full power, it should remove an arm. Oh. Well, it tried to remove an arm. Body me debug. It did not set any of my things. We're all at 0, 0, 0. Is it because... So this is mob effect. Why? First take commands. Run body at S, set damage, right arm 100. That should be good. Did it have a command failure? Did it... It did not run. But okay, so it played all... I wonder if it just... I'm copying this command here. I wonder if it just didn't run. Oops. Set my damage to 100. Well, why is my arm still there? Why is the arm there? Body bandit debug. Oh, wait. I know why. It's because this thing, this body status thing, is set up, I believe, with main arm and off arm and not right hand and left hand. Body status. If I do Control F, main arm. Well, no, but it's set up to do this. Oh, wait, yeah, sprained. Sprained. Right arm broken. Main arm broken. Is right arm broken, but we want destroyed. Main arm destroyed is when the right arm is destroyed. So this should be functioning. This is all Deku hears after battle. It should be functioning because the left and right legs work, right? Left leg broken. That works just fine. So why doesn't right arm work? Wait. There goes his legs too. The legs work. Yeah, the legs are working. They're fine. The arms don't. And I wonder if it's because So we call this the right arm, left arm. We set the damage to 100. Did it set the damage to 100? Because our left arm should be... Okay, so it's just not running this command, maybe. Well, wait. Let's try this. Let's do this. Oops. Boodoo, boodoo. I'm decaying you. I'm decaying you. Get decayed. Get decayed. Get decayed. Oh, okay. So that one's set. It's setting them. It's just that it's not removing them for some reason. Do. Let's see. Main arm destroyed. Main arm broken. Is it because this is called left leg broken? Control Shift F, left leg broken. Oh, there is already a concept of a left leg. That's kind of funny. Left leg sprained. This is so strange because it is ability enabled, off arm broken. Off arm broken is enabled when the left arm is in the broken state, which is exactly the same as the left leg. Left leg broken. Why doesn't it work? So, what was that? Oh, it just, my decay was on. So I just tried to do it again, but I didn't have any body parts to remove. So does body bandit set damage left leg? Oh, so that's just not working anymore. That's cool. It just doesn't work. There's something wrong with it. Let's switch to this Minecraft and see if the arm's working on this one. Because it could be a movement issue. Is it better to be 4th, 5th user so you got some cool powers? Yeah. There's going to be all sorts of combos. You're going to be able to fly around, doing all sorts of cool stuff. Oops. Can't do full screen because you can't see it. Slash body. Dev. Set damage. Right arm. 100. Oh, so it's just not working anymore. Okay, cool. Maybe it failed to load. Scrolling. Let's see. Doo-ba-doo. So there's literally no indication of why this stopped working. It's going to be a separate mod, Diego. They're completely separate mods. Okay, so why does this just randomly not work anymore? Because the render here is still here. We still have... This is a broken leg. Destroyed leg. Remove body part. Remove the left leg and the left leg overlay. Unless my condition broke. That's possible. That is possible. Unlikely, but possible. If we go to body... No, because I didn't touch the condition. So why would it just stop working? What is wrong with this thing? Do I need any help? No, because it was working just fine. I don't understand why it's not. Why did the legs not show up anymore? Or not remove themselves? Body status is still a power. Oh my gosh. I found out what the problem was. We never actually give them. We never actually give them the power. That's why. Oopsies. Body player events. On player login, we have to get... Look it, I copied and pasted it and just forgot to change it. Body status. Now, I'm going to have to change this. I'm going to put it in the to-do list. Because right now, it just checks. It doesn't check to see if they're actually initialized. Need to make sure that the player is not initialized before... Oh, wait, I already have it as a to-do thing. Using... Oh yeah, see? It's already in the stupid... I already have the note to even fix that, and I already forgot. Whatever. Terminal. No, yes. So we're going to rebuild this and stick the jar file inside of the folder, and it should be good. It should be good to go. Replace. Launch Minecraft. I can't believe you guys didn't tell me. Speedy welcome. I don't know why, but the stream is so relaxing. Oh, I'm glad you find my pain relaxing. Yeah, it's going to work. I also want to make a palladium add-on too. Well, with my libraries, you'll be able to make a great one. We have to create a new world because the other one doesn't have the body status. But this one, check it out. It's going to work. We're going to decay the trees. Everything is going to be nice and happy. Oh, you already make one? That's pretty cool. Slash body. Not body. BQL, my name, set, upgrade points 100, slash superpower, add, decay. Decay. We come in here, we upgrade decay all the way. This one. We gotta fix that. I should just fix it now, actually. No, I'll fix it later, because I'm lazy. Okay, then we go back here. We go here. We decay. I mean, rot. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Also, you can move around with this, which I thought was kind of funny. You're not supposed to be able to, but you can just decay more and more. And ready? Wait for it, wait for it. The arm is missing. Help, my arm is gone. Now I gotta see if the other arm goes away, and also see if it disables decay without any arms. Sorry, cows. I don't feel bad for you. My arm is gone. Yay, it works. Then we can do body, bandit, heal, all. My arms are back. Come here. Oh, all the cows are dead. You're not dead. Decay. 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 He just dies. If I get a zombie, I don't remember if I showed this in the other thing, but zombies, I can make their body parts go away. As long as you decay them enough. Okay, well, that doesn't work. Apparently it doesn't work anymore, so I'll have to fix that, but... Decay! Decay! Oh, then we can check out... Ooh, check out these ugly icons. Don't worry, these icons are getting fixed. It's on the to-do list for the texturers. Wait. Decay. No, wrong button. This button. You can't decay dirt. You're too weak. Scoreboard. Objectives list. First of all, let's see. Now there's only 14 objectives. Before there was like 30. So we're doing good. But scoreboard player add my name ha.quirk factor 15. Decay. Oops, wrong button again. Decay. Too much. We just dug a hole. I'm going to be reworking the decaying too. I'm going to be reworking a lot of this stuff now that I have Java access. So that it's more cool. Do-do. Let's see. Killing cows in the woods, yes. Effects are awesome, thank you. Will you always be able to lose limbs in creative? Yeah, no, maybe. I don't know. Do we think it's funny if you lose limbs in creative mode? I think it's funny. No one's allowed. Look at it go. It's glitching out because I'm moving. Look at all those trees. I bet I can get this whole forest. Hold on. Boop. It doesn't actually go very high up. Oh. Why didn't my arm fall off? My arm didn't fall off. What? Oh, but look at the damage from that one time using it. I pressed it once. It's supposed to range out, but clearly it got stuck. Let's do this. Let's see if my arm falls off again. Decay everything. Okay, why is that not running now? Okay, for some reason the decay stopped working. Is it because I wonder if it's because this, oops, slash scoreboard objectives list, no, players get my name, mine ha.decay side effects. It's 4, that's why. Because this thing doesn't reset. No, it's because the side effects is supposed to only go up to 2. The idea is the first time it goes off, it destroys your main arm, and the second time it goes off, it destroys your off arm. And it's supposed to be the case that it only does that twice, and then you don't have any arms. But obviously that has an issue, because if you heal one of your limbs, then that side effect thing is going to work. So that's just yet another thing that Decay needs to fix. Or that I need to fix of Decay. Adding it to the to-do list. Decay side effects scoreboard can go over 2, leading to bad behavior. Okay, well, I think now we're at 3 hours, right? For the stream. Yes. See? We're on the same topic. Wait, real quick before I go, this is going to be it for today, for today's stream, but I'm going to change this quirk factor to 100 and rot this forest and see what it does. Thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate all the help. That insta broke my arm, by the way. We're just going to sit here and hold this. Decay is going to get even better, because right now you can see there's a little bit, it doesn't grab everything. And that's because it doesn't work very well. But I'll fix it in the future. Also, look at that. It changed direction. It went over here for some reason. Although it doesn't reach up into the grass, into the trees, it does. If there was an animal here, that animal was dead. Oh, it doesn't kill bushes. What are these? It doesn't kill ferns? Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to be going through and updating all of the quirks so far. Well, smokescreen is fine. Decay is going to get reworked a little bit, specifically so that the decay effects are more controlled and do better. Oh, goodness gracious. That's a big hole. It should leave dark ash blocks or something in its wake. Maybe. I'm going to tweak the effects a little bit. Yeah, Rebel. Just for the visual, yeah. But, like, because, like, some of these don't... Like, cone doesn't work as a cone. And it just stops, you know? Vertical, I think, is bugged. Oh, wrong button. Yes, just strip mine down. Boom. Because most mods don't add that, just destruction, and that's it. A little bit lag. Yeah, it is a little on the laggier side when you do bigger ones, but we'll work on that. But yeah, I'll work on the effects for this one. I'll work on the actual decay logic so that it's cooler, because this is cool, yes, but I want it to be just like when Shiggy does it, when he stands there and uses it, and then just everything around him decays. Not necessarily the full ground, but I don't know, it's gonna be cool, I promise, I think. And then power stock is also going to get reworked, or I guess finished. Add mine HA power stock, because right now it's kind of lame. Oh, it doesn't do anything because yeah, it's lots of stuff is going to get reworked. A more irregular shape? Yeah, a little bit more. Because the sphere one, like you've seen it, it's just kind of like a cone. Or it's just like a big circle. The horizontal, I kind of want more controlled, so it like spreads out in the sideways directions. The vertical is kind of fine. It just does exactly what you would think it does. Just digs straight down. But yeah, just more decay, I guess. So I want it to do like cracks, big cracks around or something. Will I ever add custom costumes and clothes? Maybe. But I would need someone to do that specifically because I don't want to put any effort into doing them. And they wouldn't give powers. They would just be for cosmetic purposes only. But maybe it would be an add-on to this add-on where it just adds on a bunch of costumes. So then you can decide if you want the costumes in or not. Can the color of all for one be changed? What do you mean color? You mean the red? Because all for one doesn't really have a color besides this red power thing that sucks all of the powers away. I don't know. Anyway, if you guys have more suggestions, hop at the Discord. Link is in the description. More things are gonna be showing up here now that two of the main things that I needed to migrate over are done. I should be able to get back to actual quirks. So I will probably also be opening up developer applications too to get one or two people to help me implement things. So keep that in mind. Keep your eyes open for it. Will enemies have powers? Probably not. Probably just gonna be players. I don't know. Maybe in the future if I figure out how to code custom entities. But yeah, that's it for me. So thanks everyone. Sorry there's no devlog this week. Hopefully this was satisfactory enough. I might do another stream on Friday. No promises, but yeah. See y'all later.